All right. Hello, everybody. I am Katie Farner, Superstar Director for the Sunshine State Superstars. And tonight we are on Zoom with some of our directors for what we call our Director Huddle. So we've done a little bit of change for 2022. I think it's so important to reflect and always be asking yourself, how can I improve? How can I change? What's working in my business? What's not working in my business? And so I felt like in 2022, a change was needed in this aspect of my business. So every single month, instead of what we were previously doing for our director huddles, and we were not recording them, now I'm going to be preparing a leadership style training every single month for our directors huddle. And so now that the format has changed, I will be recording them each month. So you'll be able to come in and see that recording, or join us live if you're one of our directors on the second Sunday of every month at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So tonight, I was actually inspired by something I saw on social media a week or so ago. And so what I'm going to talk to you guys about is what leaders often think they need, and then what leaders actually need. So grab a pen and paper so you can take some notes if some of these things resonate with you. And y'all who are on here live, please use the chat. I want to hear, tell the other people that are on here when one of these things resonates with you. We all fall traps, we all fall in the traps of the mind games and the mind games and the emotional aspect and the doubts and the fears and the anxiety. We all deal with all of those things in this business. So there's no shame in this game. There's no shame in admitting to, yeah, that's a hang up for me. Okay, so first, what leaders often think they need. Number one I've got is a love and excitement over your business, a feeling like your business needs to be fun, right? A lot of times leaders think they need that. They think they need to maintain a sense of love, a sense of fun, and a sense of excitement in their business. Okay? And I'm going to go over all the things they think they need and then the things that you do need. All right, so a love, excitement, and a need for it to be fun to run your business. A steady flow of new ideas to implement. A steady flow of new ideas to implement. Am I hitting home with anybody so far? Is anybody like, ooh, this is definitely something I think I need? A different team. Maybe you think you need a different team to find success. Maybe your team is just not cutting it. And you're like, this team, I need a totally different team. Maybe you think you need to grow faster. Maybe you think you need to spend lots of money to be successful. Y'all use the chat. Has any of this hit home with you so far? Leaders often think they need external motivation, like an IV drip of external motivation, somebody else to motivate me, my upline, my team, my friends, my family members, my company that I work for. I need an IV drip of external motivation. What leaders often think they need: more time to work your business. There's not enough time. I don't have enough time. My gosh, if you don't resonate with that one, I don't know who you are. Different network of customers. My customers won't party. My customers won't do this, right? Maybe you think in order to be successful, you just need a whole new network. Your network stinks, right? Maybe in order to be successful, you think you need a different sponsor or a different upline. My sponsor doesn't help me. My sponsor doesn't do this. My sponsor doesn't do that, right? My upline doesn't do this. My upline doesn't do that. I see this upline do this. I see that upline do that. Maybe you think you need a different sponsor or a different upline in order to be successful. Maybe you think you need to be more like this consultant over here or that consultant over here. And so you try to mold yourself to be just like them. so you can have the success that they have. And last but not least, the last one I wrote, what leaders often think they need. This one. Oh, this one. The secret. Leaders often think they need the secret. What's the secret? Tell me the secret. Tell me the secret. I don't think I see anybody post anything more consistently than, what are your secrets? What are your secrets? We want to know people's secrets for weight loss. We want to know people's secrets for running a successful business. We want to know people's secrets for whatever, right? Like, we always want to know the secrets. But I can tell you, there are no secrets here, right? I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so when I think about the pitfalls of what as leaders we tend to fall into, the things that we think we need, those are the ones that really come to mind. I hope that some of them resonated with you, and I hope that tonight I'm able to kind of help you think about these things in a different perspective. Okay, so what leaders actually need. Now you're going to notice that these coincide with pretty much everything that I said above. First, a commitment to what you do. Let's talk about commitment. Are you married? I know 2 of you here on the huddle right now are married, right? If you're watching the playback, are you married? If you are married, then you know what the word commitment means. There are some days when you don't really like your spouse, right? There are some days when you don't like your spouse. But if you, like me, feel as though you've made a commitment to that person and you're going to continue to commit and choose to love that person, even when sometimes you don't have those lovey, gushy butterfly feelings, right? Love, commitment, those things are choices. And the same relates to our business. You cannot expect, just like you cannot expect a relationship, right? The way you felt the first 6 months, the way you felt the first year of your relationship with your significant other, whether you're married or not, right? Maybe you're just committed to somebody in a long-term relationship. You're not going to feel the same way that you do in that, newlywed phase. It's a phase. And your business, I relate in the same way. You are not going to have loving, romantic, fantastic butterfly feelings about your business forever on a consistent basis. There's going to be moments of that. There's going to be seasons of that right after you go to Sensi Family Reunion, after you achieved something that you set out to achieve. There's highlights and beautiful moments along the journey where you are going to feel that loving feeling. But to think that every day, day in and out of your business, you need to feel a deep, passionate love of this business, and it needs to be fun every day. I'm telling you, I don't think that that's realistic. I don't think that that's a realistic expectation for your business. And one of the quotes I wrote down is, when you're interested in doing something, you do it only when it's convenient. When you're committed, you accept no excuses, only results. So if that's somewhere that you're finding yourself in a hang up, like, my business used to be fun and it's just not fun anymore. I had a director say that to me the other day. And this really resonated with me. Like, it's something I've been thinking about a lot since she said that to me. And I want us to have realistic expectations of our business and understand that it is a business and it is a commitment. And some days that love and feeling might not be there. That doesn't mean that this isn't the place for you anymore. That doesn't mean that Sensi's not your vessel to achieve the life that you're dreaming of. It means that it's work, and work isn't always fun. There are moments of fun. There are moments of joy. There are experiences that are blessings and gifts and wonderful, but it's not going to be fun every single day. Okay. So what leaders actually need? A commitment to what you do. Next, consistency in implementing a few good ideas. The best, one of the things we do most often, I feel like we're so good at it, especially as leaders, we are so good at overcomplicating this business. I was chatting with another one of our directors a couple weeks ago, and she was just basically saying to me that she just wants to know what more she can do. Like she wants to grow faster. She wants to do more. She wants to achieve more. And we just kind of went over the basics of, are you partying? Are you recruiting? Are you working with your team members? Yes, yes, and yes. And I see with this specific person, I see the fruits of those efforts. And I know she's telling me the truth. Because you can't, that's the thing in this business. You can say, yeah, I'm coaching my people, but the receipts are going to be there. They're not going to be there. You don't coach people and then they don't grow. You don't coach people and they don't promote. You don't coach people and they don't succeed at setting and achieving goals. So it's easy to see those receipts. And with this particular person, I know the receipts are there. And so the thing that we have to remember is there's not some secret that's out there that we are not privy to. The path that we are on is not a sprint. It's not something that, oh, I've been doing this for 6 months. I'm going to be successful now because I've been working really hard for 6 months. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. We are on a marathon here in this business. This is a marathon that we are running. And the consistency in implementing a few good income producing ideas just consistently over and over and over. This business is nothing if not about repetition. We have to find the things that are producing results for us, a good return on investment of our time, and just keep doing them over and over and over and over and over. And when we notice, that's not really working anymore, I need to maybe tweak things, tweak it, find a new way to do that thing. And that new way, as that works and is helping you, then keep going and going and going and going. We don't have to do a million things. We don't need an IV drip of new ideas over and over and over and over and over to be successful. We just need to find a few good ways to party, to recruit, and to coach our people. Those are the 3 foundational principles of this business. If you're partying, if you're recruiting, and if you're working with your people, and you've found a way to do those things consistently, just keep doing them consistently and implementing a few good income producing ideas. What leaders actually need: coaching your team, right? Maybe you thought up above where we said a different team. Are you coaching your team? Are you working with your team? Every single month, are you challenging them to set a goal? A simple, small goal, something that they can achieve within the next 30 days, something that they can do with that paycheck that they have coming up. That is the simplest way to work with your people and coach your people. It doesn't get any simpler than that. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to do these Google forms like other leaders are doing, and I don't want to have these half-hour coaching calls on the phone, and I don't want to do all that. Okay, find some way to coach, because that is the most important hat we wear if we want to grow a business that changes the lives of other people for the better and changes our life for the better. We can't be afraid to put on that coach hat, no matter how intimidating it may be at times. So coaching your team, find a way. Coaching, as simple as it, like literally to me, the definition of coaching, mentoring, coaching, whatever you want to call it, is helping your team members set goals and providing them support, encouragement, ideas as they're working towards the goals. That is coaching. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make it into this big scary beast that it doesn't need to be. I don't care if you want to do like formal coaching calls, or if you want it to be really casual by sending some voice messages on Facebook Messenger. Whatever works for you, that you're willing to do. To me, it's just one of those non-negotiables as a leader. And it, like I was mentioning earlier, The receipts are going to be there. If you're not coaching your people, we're going to see the receipts of that. If you are coaching your people, you're going to see the receipts of that. If I look back over the last year in my own personal business, the people that I have been working with, the people that I am consistently coaching in some way or another are the people within my team, the people within my group that I'm seeing big growth with. It is such an important aspect of the business. It can't be ignored if you want to grow. Okay. So what leaders actually need? We talked above about what leaders often think they need is to grow faster, but what leaders actually need is gasoline. They need gasoline, right? I mean, when you want your fire to catch, you want that fire to burn bright, burn fast, burn hot. What do? You add some gasoline to the fire, right? What do you guys think gasoline is in our Scentsy business? I'm curious. I'm going to see what y'all think. In our Scentsy business, what do you think I would say is gasoline? I need a water break anyway. Y'all use the chat. What do you suspect that I'm going to say is gasoline in your business? Recruiting. Recruiting. Those are very good guesses. And those are like conversation. Yeah, that's along the path of where I'm headed. Everything flows from networking. Networking is the gasoline of this business, right? If you're like, oh, my recruiting is in the dumps, I need to recruit more. My sales are in the dumps, I need to recruit more. I haven't had sponsoring conversations in a while. I haven't had booking conversations in a while. I just keep hitting a brick wall with my people. Nobody wants to party anymore. Nobody wants to book anymore. Blah, 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 blah. It's a networking problem. Networking is gasoline. It is an igniter of your business. If you make, and you teach your teams to make networking the most important priority every single week, every single month of their business, they ask themselves, where am I going? Who am I going to see? How am I going to share Scentsy with them this week? That's one of the things that I do as I plan ahead my week. I think about, where am I going? Who am I going to see? Do I have a doctor's appointment? Let me prepare a couple little baggies for the girls in the office. Like, that's networking. I am a stay-at-home mom with a 2-year-old. I spend the majority of my days in this house in workout clothes with greasy hair and no makeup on. I don't go anywhere. So if anybody can understand it's hard to network with my lifestyle, I understand. But guess what? I still go to restaurants. I still go to stores. I still go to doctor's appointments. And I make an effort to network online as well. Okay? So if I can network with my very secluded life in this season of my life, you can network too. Okay? You just have to be a little bit more creative about it. My gosh, I love selling stuff on social media to make connections with new people, have them come over, buy something, or, pick up something, or meet them to pick up something or whatever. And I bring a Scentsy goodie bag with, a catalog and a booking incentive or a coupon for a future purchase or whatever, like I seize all of my opportunities to network. And I'm telling you, for the last 5 years of my business, networking is the first thing on my brain in regards to my business. Because if networking is going well, the other things are going to be going well. You need a consistent flow of new people coming into your business. So if you're telling me my business isn't growing fast enough, I want to grow faster, I want to build a bigger team, I want to recruit more people every month. Hey, I want to earn your incentive of the 2,000 PRV and the 2 new recruits every month for the average of every month in 2022. I want to earn that incentive you offered me, Katie. Let's go. Do you know what's going to help you earn that incentive? Making networking at the top of your thought process every day, every week, every month. Always be thinking about everything from a networking perspective. Okay? That is the gasoline, man. It really, really is. What leaders actually need: consistency in pouring into yourself personally and professionally. Last year was a hard year for me health-wise. Y'all know what I went through. It was a really hard year for my health. And I did not make the time to pour into myself personally or professionally for really the beginning part of the year. And then the second half of the year, I really was pouring into myself a lot personally, spiritually, my relationship with God. I was and still am doing devotionals every single day, but I was not pouring into myself for my business. And I could feel that. Inspired people inspire others. If you're not inspired yourself, you cannot inspire your team. You know, when I have to sit down and come up with notes for a training for y'all, especially because for me, doing a training for y'all is it's a lot of pressure, because I want to serve you better than I want to serve, better than I serve anyone in any part of our group. Like our directors, like to me, you're just so special and I want to serve you well. I pray over this, I make notes, but I really have learned that if I want to give my best self to you, I have to be inspired as well. And the same goes for you, for your teams, for your customers, for everyone that you interact with. To be the best version of yourself, you've got to be feeding yourself. So you have to have your motivation, your passion, your fire coming from within. That hope or that need or that feeling of wanting an external motivation IV, like I talked about earlier, we're never going to get that. That's never going to happen. We have to make sure that we are internally passionate, that we are internally healthy and motivated, because we are not going to find an external source of that. That's what we really truly need. What else do leaders need? Leaders need consistency in sharing with your team how you're working. Okay? That might sound really simple, and I wanted it to sound simple. Pretty much, I think I've had like 12 or 15 coaching calls with directors so far this year, like one-on-ones with directors so far this year. And pretty much every single one-on-one that I had, I talked about this. So I really see that it's a need. We overcomplicate training for our teams. I want you to stop thinking about trainings in such a formal way and think about training from a much more simplified perspective. Everything you do for your business is a teachable moment. As a leader, we forget that because everything becomes like second nature to us, right? Like, oh, I'm sending my follow-up text messages. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm doing that. I'm working on my VIP mail. I'm preparing for this vendor event. I'm bagging orders. I'm designing a new postcard, whatever. All these things become second nature to us because that's what got us where we are, right? We're hustlers. We're working. We're doing the things. And that's how we got where we are. But it's easy to be in our shoes, in the leadership shoes, and forget about all the little baby steps along the way to get where we are. But our team members need all those little baby steps. So don't overcomplicate training in your mind. I want you to simplify it in 2022. Simplify, 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 and just consistently share with your team members what you're doing, how you're working your business. And remember that these are teachable moments. Your team members are going to learn something from watching you bag a couple orders and showing them how you do it and what you put in there. Your team members are going to learn from seeing what you're doing for your VIP mail. Your team members are going to learn from that screenshot that you snap of a follow-up text message that you sent to a customer. Your team members are going to learn from that screenshot of a conversation that you had asking someone to book a party with you, or join your team, or join Scentsy Club. These small moments are teachable moments that are really going to make an impact when you're consistently sharing them. So don't like freak out and stress and think, oh, I need to come up with these formal trainings. You have our Sunshine State Superstars group formal trainings every month that you can rely on and point them to. You have home office trainings once a week, every single Tuesday, that you can point them to for a formal structured training. Rely on those things. And sure, absolutely, if you want to do formal trainings, do them. But if you're finding yourself holding back in doing trainings because you're putting all this pressure on yourself to do formal trainings and it's just not working out, maybe you need a perspective shift and really thinking about it in a more simplified way. And one of the things that I want to add too is the What Did You Share group on Facebook for directors and above. It's a great group, and it's a great group for supplementing. Share the ways you're working your business and understand you're not going to do all the things. I don't do all the things. And so I supplement with ideas from other leaders. I supplement with things from What Did You Share or other team pages that I'm in. So give yourself a break and remember the things you do on a regular basis to work your business are teachable moments. That is training. Okay. So get out of the box maybe that you're in about training and relax a little bit. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to train. Okay, so what leaders actually need? Prioritizing. Oh, prioritizing. Like I said above, we often think we just need more time. But this business is not a business that you have to have hours a day to work your business. Sometimes, like, I'll give you myself for an example. There was a time when, before I had my son, I was working full time. That was the majority of my career. I worked a full-time job Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. And then like a year and a half before I had my son, no, like 2 years before I had my son, I cut down to 3 days a week. So I had Mondays and Fridays off. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get so much more done because I have all day Monday and all day Friday. But do you know what I ended up doing? I ended up like going to the gym Monday morning and then going to grab lunch with a friend and then, I'll go and buy the Target and then I'd come back home and then I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's 4:00 and I haven't even worked my business. Let me do an hour of work real quick. And then just jammed in an hour worth of work at the end of the day before dinner with my husband. That's what we do. We can have a very successful business if we are smart about the time that we do work our business. And we have to have a business that is duplicatable. We have to have a business that our team members want to follow suit. If you are putting it out there to your team members that you have to have 3, 4, 5 hours a day to work your business and be successful, and I'm talking every day. Yes, of course, there's days where you have a vendor event and you're going to work 4 or 5 hours. I'm talking about every day on the regular. You don't want to put it out there to your team members or make it look like you have to work several hours every single day or a few hours every single day in order to be successful in this business, because most people don't have that time. When I talk to leaders that are spending lots and lots and lots of time on their business, we have a discussion about what are you doing during this time? Like, let's dig in deep to it. And the majority of the time, there's like no income producing tasks to be found in there, or maybe just like a tiny little nugget of them. We have to prioritize. And one of my favorite things is to just think about it for the return on investment of your time. Your time is precious. Your time is valuable. No matter who you are, if you have kids, if you don't have kids, if you work a full-time job, if you don't, if you work part-time, whatever. Your time is precious. Your time is valuable. You are a valuable and important person. And you don't have a Scentsy business to work yourself to the bone, right? I want you to be smart about how you spend your time working your business. And if you need to do things like set a timer for yourself when you're on social media, or set a timer for yourself if you're doing something that you tend to get carried away with, like maybe you like making samples a lot and you can tend to get carried away in them. Set a timer. Get more diligent with yourself about managing your time and really identify what is the return on investment of my time spent on these tasks? Are these income producing tasks? And always make sure that you're taking care of the income producing tasks first. It is the biggest hurdle I think leaders have. We get really bogged down with work, and we don't do a good enough job of starting first with the income producing tasks, taking care of our business first. Because if your house isn't in order, if your PRV is not in order, if your networking is not in order, if your sponsoring is not in order, you can't serve your team well. You got to get this in check first. So that's where those income producing tasks come into place. So make sure that you're taking care of those things first before you're serving your team. So one of my favorite things to do, I'll just say this because I don't want to like go way too late. The huddle that I did the other night for the Rising Leaders Huddle for our lead star and superstar consultants, I did an activity with them where I had them create a list of all the things they do every single month for their personal business and for their team, and then things they wanted to implement. And I talked to them about prioritizing that and blah, blah, blah. So if this is something that's speaking to you and it's resonating with you and you're like, yeah, I do need to work more on that, then I would highly recommend you watch that training. It's on the YouTube channel. It's just my most recent video before this one. So really think about that and start analyzing how you're spending your time in your business. Maybe start keeping a log. If you're like, oh, I really don't know how much time I'm spending on things, keep a log. What time did you start this? What time did you end this? And start really paying attention. There's a lot of time suckers, besides just social media too. So leaders really need to prioritize their to-dos based on return on investment of time and income producing activities. Okay, what leaders actually need to become excellent at your favorite ways to party. There are some people that come to mind when I think about like, who are some leaders that I know that are just like really good at doing bingo parties? Who are some leaders that I know who are really good at doing bag parties, right? Like there are people that have chosen a path for their partying and they have just become fantastic at it. That is a skill that they developed. They weren't just born that way. They didn't just click join and boom, you were a pro Facebook partier. Like they developed that skill from training, from trying different things that I'm sure they heard from other leaders, and implementing different things. We know, you guys are leaders, partying isn't an option. We got to party. But how we party is the optional part. How do we want to party? You've got to find your party style and become so good at it that it's fun for you. It's fun for your guests. And it's just something that you perfect. That's what I want to challenge each of you to do. When you are passionate about the way you're partying, when you are having fun with the way you're partying, your guests will too. And it will make a big difference on your bookings. Okay. So like something that comes to mind too when I'm thinking about this, like today I think yesterday, Wendy Newgas posted the check. She posted a big check that she was getting ready to drop off to an animal shelter. It was a $1,000 check. And she pays to get like the big checks. So this is an example, right, of somebody who fundraising is something that Wendy Newgas does a lot, and she does very, very well. And so yesterday she posts the big check that she's going to go and deliver, right, for the $1,000. The check is obviously just for show. The check is obviously just for fun, just for social media attention. She's not literally, I mean, we all know that check is not worth anything. She's writing them a little small check that she's giving them, right? But it's for the effect, it's for the impact, it's for the fun. It stuck with me. I still remembered seeing that. And it's not the first time I've seen her do that. And then today she went to the facility and dropped it off, and she took pictures with the animals, and she took a picture with the check and talked about how much, she loves giving back and da 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 da. That left an impact on me. And I know it left an impact on the people in her network. So what am I getting at? Fundraisers is one of her favorite ways to party. She's making it fun. She's having a great time with it, and she's attracting people to what she's doing. That's what we all need to do. We need to find our favorite ways to party and become fantastic at it. Become the best at it. So people want to and are eager to do that with you. Okay? You don't have to do it all and do it all mediocre, because that's what we'll do, right? If we do it all, we'll do it mediocre. We got to find our favorites and just become excellent at it by developing that skill. Okay. All right. Next, what leaders actually need to focus on you, not your upline or your sponsor. Focus on you. Focus on you. So like I said above, leaders often think they need a different sponsor or a different upline, or to be more like this consultant over here that they admire on social media. But I want you to focus on you. You are here in this Cincy business at this exact time for a reason. I strongly believe that. I know this is where I'm supposed to be. I know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And I know that for each of you as well. You have a purpose. There is a plan. And I want you to be more kind to yourself and not compare yourself to other people. And I want you to be more kind to your upline or your sponsor if that's an issue for you, right? We all have a place here and a reason why we're here. And so focus on you. Focus on how you can be your best self, like I said earlier, by consistently pouring into yourself personally and professionally. Are you reading devotionals? Are you having quiet time? Are you, if you're not a Christian, are you, listening to TED Talks or other inspirational things? Are you feeding yourself as a person and as a business owner? When was the last time you watched a training? When was the last time you listened to a podcast to inspire you and help you with your business? Okay, you've got to be feeding yourself, and then serve your team, serve your customers, serve the people in your life well. You cannot serve from an empty cup. And a life of service, a life of serving others is a life that will be blessed and that will be full. And we're missing out on that and that experience if we're so dried up and empty ourselves that we are not serving others. So, like when I was in one of the toughest seasons last year, and there was like a 3-month period where I had to wait for test results because they just wanted to see it. I tested positive for this antibody that was for a autoimmune disease that was very, they're all serious, but it was a very serious one. It was very, very scary. And tested positive for it, and they wanted me to wait 3 months to test my blood again to see if that marker was still, the antibody was still in my blood 3 months later. So for 3 months, I really thought that I was going to live a much shorter life than I ever expected. And it was like the hardest 3 months of my entire life. And I was very afraid. I was very angry. It was hard. It was really, really hard. And the only thing that got me through it is my relationship with the Lord and my quiet time with Him every day. And during that time, one of the things that was really impressed upon me was stop focusing on yourself and what you have going on and serve other people. And that really became a source of joy for me and a source of peace for me. And it was just such a great time, because at a time when I had originally been filled with fear and anxiety and depression and anger and all these things, all of that turned into joy and peace and things that I didn't think I would feel during that season. But it all came through just trusting in the season and where I was, and focusing on serving others. But I could not have served others or served others well if I wasn't being fed. So I just really want you to make sure that you're making time for yourself and developing yourself as a person and as a professional, and then turning around and seeing how you can serve others through that. And when we talk about, one of the things I said above was you have to spend lots of money. Something that you think you need is to spend a lot of money. It doesn't have to cost anything. It can all be free. All of your recognition, all of your support for your team, it could all be free. The biggest return on investment of time that I get as a leader is not from these. I hardly ever get tags or get messages or anything for these. What gives me the greatest return on investment of time spent is one-on-one connection, sending somebody a message, sending even the group emails that I send out, like for top performers, or, oh, congratulations on this or that or whatever. Those get more responses, and that is free. So I just want to remind you that you can serve your team well and you don't have to spend a lot of money. It can be free. So, okay. And my last thing that I have, I think my notes are such a mess. I was like writing so ferociously. Okay, so it looks like the last one is what leaders actually need is to stop searching. To stop searching, right? Because up above I said what leaders often think they need is the secret to success. What leaders actually need is to stop searching. Stop searching for the next idea that's going to change your business. Stop searching for maybe another company that you need to join to supplement your Sensi income while you're growing. Stop searching for a consultant that you need to emulate, right? Like, stop searching so desperately, and have peace about where you are and that you're here for a reason, right? And focus on the things you know you need to do. You know what you need to do. You need to network, you need to party, you need to recruit, and you need to mentor your people. It's that simple. There is no secret. I'm not holding anything back from y'all, I promise. The key is consistency in those things. That's why, like I said, I put my money where my mouth is, and I challenged y'all. Hey, if you average 2,000 PRV and 2 new recruits every single month in 2022, I'm going to give you a $200 Visa gift card. That's why I did that. I put my money where my mouth is because I know what that does to your business. And I don't do it for me. If my income didn't grow $1 and my income stayed where it is now, I would be so grateful and so blessed. And it's not about adding zeros to my paycheck anymore. It's not. It's about adding zeros to your paychecks. That's why I'm doing these things. Like, I just feel such a strong desire to just help more people change their lives. And so I just want you to stop searching, stop the chaos, stop feeling like I've been there, when you're in the place where you just feel like you're constantly grabbing for ideas because you're like, this isn't growing fast enough. I must not be doing something right. I must be missing something. You're not missing something. It's not any more complicated than those 4 things, right? So let off the pressure, free yourself from the pressure, free yourself from the fear, the anxiety, the worry, um, and focus on the simplicity of this business. Your business will be better for it. Your mind will be better for it. And your team will be better for it. Because, like I said before, we want our people in our teams to want to walk in our shoes. If our shoes look like worn out because we just run ourselves ragged and the soles are all ripped to shreds and we need new shoes, nobody's going to want to be in those shoes, right? Nobody's going to want to be in those shoes. Nobody wants more chaos, drama, worry, stress, anxiety in their lives. And if that's the face that we're wearing, because that's what we're doing to ourselves, and that's what our team members see, they're going to be like, I don't want anything to do with that. Be smart about your time, guys. Be smart. Spend an hour a day, 2 hours a day on your business on average. And be smart about how you spend that time. And let your team members see that. Okay, so that is all my notes that I have prepared for you. And sure enough, I was like, oh, I'll probably get this done in 45 minutes. It's an hour, but that's me. That's what I do. I always talk for an hour. So I hope that this gave you some different perspectives about maybe some things that you might be struggling with as a leader. I know it can be tough to be a leader, and I want you to know I'm always here for you. Like, message me. We can talk more about these things or anything else that you might be struggling with. Because like I said, I want to help all of you guys grow. I want to see some amazing things happen in 2022 with our leadership, and I know we're going to. So, all right, let me go ahead and stop the recording.